Much to my delight, many folks are aware now of a condition called small intestine bacterial overgrowth, or SIBO for short. When I first started treating SIBO in my patients, which was about 8 or 9 years ago, it wasn't very well known, but now flash forward 8 or 9 years later, it's quite well known, at least in the functional medicine, naturopathic medicine, integrated medicine world. What's not yet terribly widely known, or at least not as widely known as SIBO, is something called large intestine bacterial overgrowth, or LIBO, or LIBO. And the reason that I think it's an important thing to be aware of is that I've had a growing number of patients over the years who have been treated for SIBO, sometimes multiple times, with varying degrees of success. Sometimes it's a very successful treatment, but they keep relapsing, or it's been partial success and they want to get the rest of the way better, or there's been no success whatsoever, or just a minuscule amount of success with treating for SIBO. And after we, do an intake, look at what's been done, the different therapies, this and that. In a number of these cases, I feel that there's a high probability that they might be dealing with large intestine bacterial overgrowth slash LIBO, as well as the SIBO that they were diagnosed with. Or maybe the SIBO has been dealt with, but there was LIBO there that had not yet been treated. And the treatments for SIBO and LIBO can certainly overlap, but they are definitely not 100% identical for all patients in my experience. So what it comes down to is knowing about LIBO is very important for us clinicians, and then just patients being aware that this LIBO condition exists is something that's important as well, because if your clinician may or may not know about it. And so if you say, hey, we're kind of running into a brick wall here, doc, have we thought about LIBO? And your doc might say, oh yeah, good idea. Or, oh, what's LIBO? Because quite frankly, when I chat with colleagues, not all of my colleagues are aware of what LIBO is. And so not every clinician out there knows about it. So as I'm talking about this and I'm noticing the timer just ticking away in the upper right corner of my screen, I'm thinking I'll do a little LIBO mini-series. So talking about LIBO diagnostics, LIBO treatment, and we'll go from there. Maybe it'll be a 3-part mini-series with this being the first part, or maybe it will be a 12-part mini-series. We'll see how much I could think to talk about with LIBO. So I'll leave it there for now. If you have been diagnosed with LIBO yourself, or if there were certain treatments that were helpful for you dealing with LIBO, if you don't mind sharing about that, please feel free to post that in the comment section below. Again, LIBO is not something that's really super widely talked about, so I'm always curious to hear what worked for folks when they're dealing with LIBO. I know the things that tend to work with my patients, but I always like having access to more and more tools. So I'd love to hear if there have been successful tools that you've used in your own personal health journey, or if you're a clinician watching this, if you don't mind sharing what you tend to prescribe for your patients dealing with LIBO, I'd love to hear about it. And I think I will leave it there for now. I hope this was of interest. If you have any questions about this topic or anything else, just post in the comment section below, and I will do my best to answer as soon as I can.